beautiful Facebook peeps. Welcome to Fit and Well with Marlene Spoonie Vlog. I am Marlene Greiser. I am your Spoonie Health and Wellness Coach. Why Spoonie? Well, because I am just like those that I serve. I specialize in helping women who have autoimmune diseases and chronic disorders live their version of fit and well while sick. It is my mission to help you find your definition of fit and well. I want to welcome each and every one of you. Hello, whoever just came on. I want to welcome you to this special. Hey, Morgan. My daughter Morgan's here. She's homesick from school today. I want to welcome you to this special little episode. I don't know if you want to call it episode on YouTube, but this is the Get to Know Me tag. I was tagged by the beautiful Janine Cummings, and I put out on my social media questions that my viewers want answers to get to know me better on a different level. So if you have not done so, when you get here, please like this video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please take the time to do so, and please tweet it out. Invite some people in, and most especially sit back, relax, and get to know me on a different level. And if you do have any questions yourselves, if you didn't ask them ahead of time, feel free to ask me some questions so I can answer them. I see a few more people have come on. Hello, when you come in, say hello so I can welcome you. So we're going to get this started. The first question was asked by Dallas. What did you want to be as a child? Okay, the very first thing I ever wanted to be as a child was Wonder Woman. Like literally wanted to be Wonder Woman. I grew up watching the show, and I had make-believe time where I was Wonder Woman, but I took it to a whole new level, guys. A whole new level. Back in my day, we had underoos, which they were matching undershirt and underwear. Well, I would wear my Wonder Woman underoos, and I'd go outside to play. And what you need to understand, my sister's 5 years older than me, and the neighborhood kids were closer to her age than they were my age. So I spent a lot of time playing by myself because, they didn't always want to play the same games that I wanted to play. I was, the little one that would just tag along. So I'd have my own little games, but I would pretend I was Wonder Woman. But because I had my underoos on and I'd have my bracelets, to fight off the bullets and everything, I would spin around, I would take my shirt and my shorts off. Hey, Margie, thanks for hopping on. So yeah, I would be running around in my underwear. And my dad would get a phone call from the neighbor, because it always happened when my mom would be away and it would be my dad watching me. My dad would get a phone call, Marlene's out in the yard running around in her underwear. And my dad would have to sit me down and explain that you're not allowed to run around in your underwear. But I couldn't understand if Wonder Woman was allowed to do it, and I wanted to be Wonder Woman, why I couldn't run around in my underoos. So it got to the point where they took my Wonder Woman underoos away. Yeah. So Wonder Woman was the very first thing I wanted to be. But then I would say I was about 8 or 9 when I then decided I wanted to be a lawyer. I know, 8, 9 years old, not really something a child usually decides. I just was totally engrossed with learning as much as I could about the Constitution, how our country was formed and everything. Hey, Armin, thanks for joining. Just really got into that, and then it stemmed into learning stuff about law and that. But I didn't want to be just any old attorney. I really wanted to be a civil rights attorney. And it was because of what I was being taught by an amazing woman at the time, Mrs. Benner, which I think she has long passed. She really went into making a point to teach us what civil rights were, how our country was built, how at that time and even this time now, not everyone has the same rights. So it was something at a very young age, I really became interested in. And I used to tell people all the time I was going to grow up to be a lawyer. And one thing, I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, I do have dyslexia. So I had people in my life tell me that going into that career path wouldn't be a fit. Did I ever go and become a lawyer? No, but I did get a degree in social and criminal justice and got to the point of taking the LSATs, but never went any further with it because I was grown with children, married, grown with children. It just didn't fit. And life took a different turn, and I realized it was not something that I really wanted to pursue. So those are what I wanted to be as a kid. Next, we had Janine herself had asked, what is your favorite Disney movie? Well, it was very hard for me to try to figure out which one was my favorite Disney movie because I really like a lot of Disney movies. But one, Moana, hello. Y'all should be able to figure out why I like Moana. It has Dwayne Johnson in it, The Rock. Like when he sings the song Thank You or You're Welcome, it's the response of me saying thank you because he was in it. So that's one of the newer ones that I like. Aristocats is my all-time favorite out of the, see, you could have guessed it. Aristocats is my all-time favorite out of the old animation. I like the movie. Tom O'Malley, the alley cat. Okay, yes, The Rock. Let's just take a moment and think about the yumminess. If you want to talk about live, I can't say live animation, but there is animation in it. Mary Poppins will always be one of my favorite Disney movies. Just absolutely love the movie in general. It's, think about it. It's really what boosted the whole gamut for Walt Disney to begin with. And when being an entrepreneur, thinking, how he had this amazing dream and, not a lot of people thought it was going to work. Now look at Disney. The second question that Janine had was, who was your hero, heroine growing up? Oh, Wonder Woman. Absolutely love Wonder Woman. But out of taking away from like superheroes or anything like that, I would have to go back to, yes, The Rock. I would have to go back to my elementary school teacher, Mrs. Benner. She was a teacher that I had. Hey, Janine, thanks for joining. She was the teacher that I had when I first was put into what we called the resource room back then. It was the first of its, I was one of the first students to go through, and it was actually learning in a different style with my dyslexia. So it was special education, yes, SPED, as I was always told growing up, but it was the special education program. They called it the resource room. I went there for reading and for math. She was just the first teacher to ever make the world make sense to me. She really clearly put it out there that I was not stupid. It just meant my brain was wired different. I learned differently, and explaining to me that I was very intelligent. It's just I now had to learn in different ways that were different than my peers. I did come out of that program. I do have a certificate that was signed by the president at the time. Yes, I do talk and say that I'm 43 years old, so you can figure it out. It was Reagan who had signed this. But actually I was able to graduate out of that program before the end of elementary school. And I guess that would be, I don't know, I guess in the UK, do you consider that primary school, which is kindergarten through 5th? For us, it was 6th grade. Back then, it was like kindergarten through 6th grade. But I was able to come out of that after like the midway point in 5th grade. So I was only in the resource room program for about a year and a half. which was great. And I was able to go on and eventually take advanced, thanks for tweeting out, take advanced math, which is something I never would have thought I would have been able to do. I mean, I was constantly being told that anything to do with that, with math was just out of my league. Don't think about it. You're going to take basic classes the rest of your life and stuff. But Mrs. Benner, I stayed in contact with her through junior high, and then after that, because my family moved a lot. No, we weren't a military family. They just moved a lot. A lot. But I stayed in contact with her, and she just always had that encouragement. So she was a hero for me growing up, and she is someone that I try to strive each day to be like in terms of working with my own children, to make sure that they too are taught some of the things that she installed in me. 3 from Janine's question was favorite childhood memory. I have 2 that are really big. And they both, ironically, they are around my sister. My family has a weird dynamic. People aren't as close as most families should be, and that it is what it is. We're not going to get into the deets of that. But growing up, we used to take the TV trays. Remember how, you had the TV trays so you could sit in the living room, watch TV, and have your TV dinners? We used to take the TV trays and ride them down the steps. Now, we didn't come upon this by ourselves. My father taught us how to do this because we were using pieces of cardboard. We were trying everything to get down the steps. Trust me, I understand. So my mom had gone out for the day to be with friends or with my Nana or something, and we were driving him nuts. So he found a way to occupy us. He said, instead of using the cardboard, use the TV trays. They're going to go down. So we tried it, but we kept flipping off. And people wonder why I have so many concussions on record. He taught us if you pull the front up, you can make it all the way down the steps, not just get halfway and fly off. We would go all the way down. And he showed us. He didn't even just tell us, he showed us. And then I remember my mom setting up the TV trays, and she couldn't understand why all of them seemed to have like a bow in it. It was not until my sister and I were both grown, that we finally told my mom how the TV trays got bent. So that was one. I mean, I still remember it. It was one of those times where we were happy, we were getting along. It was fun. It wasn't drama filled. The other one is with my sister as well. And this has to do with my Nana. My Nana died when I was 5 years old. So I do not have a lot of memories with her. But this memory, I can tell you, and we lived in many houses. I can tell you the color of the wallpaper, the curtains, what the air smelled like. Anytime I think about this, it's just, I can remember in detail my Nana's face, what she smelled like, and just pure happiness. My father had bought this motorized little Corvette for my mom. I'm sure you know the battery cars that all the little kids have now. My mom had made a joke that she wanted a Corvette for their anniversary, and my dad, being the smarty pants that he is, he went and that's what he got her. Well, we didn't have a battery for it, so my sister and I used to push each other around in it. Now remember, I told you, she's 5 years older than me, so it usually became, she pushed me around the table once, I push her like 5 times, and then be like, oh, I want to turn, and she'd be like, okay, and she'd go once and be like, okay, it's my turn again. You know how that whole older sister thing works. And you older sisters, you know you did it. You know you did it. Just saying, Margie. Kathy and Joe would agree. But my Nana was watching us because my parents went out for the evening, And we were banging into the table, we were banging into the freezer, we were banging into the stove. And she would keep coming out and saying, now girls, if you keep it up, I'm gonna have to take the car away. She never did, because she was a grandmother. She was a grandmother. Yeah, it is the truth, Karma, huh? It is the truth. So that is one of my happiest childhood memories. And like I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Margie. She was the oldest of what, 5 kids? You know. But we just did number 3. Number 4 from Janine. Here's the deep question. She went deep on this one, guys. She got all psychologized on us. If you were another person, would you be your friend, and why? This question is right up my alley. Hey, Sasha, thanks for joining. Yes, I would. I'm oldest of 5. I totally would be my friend. At one point in time in my life, I probably would have said no, because I didn't like myself. I didn't know myself. But now, as I sat and really marinated, hey, you know, I like to challenge my boss queens. Yes, you do. Always pushing us outside that comfort zone. Yeah, I really would be my friend, because I am at the point in my life where I can say I really know who I am. And I like who I am. I know I am loyal, sometimes to a fault, where I might not want to, you know. But if I was my friend, I would remind her that it's okay for times to not do something, that you can say no, and it doesn't make you a bad friend. I'm always going to be there for people. I make sure to try to live my life being exactly what I want other people to be. I know there's been times where there's been, you're an awesome person. Oh, thank you. That's my mother-in-law saying that, people. On a live video, my mother-in-law just said, you are awesome. How many daughter-in-laws can get that? Just saying. But I totally lost my train of thought, guys. But no, I've come to a point where I really do know who I am, and I try to make sure with the stuff I've been through in my life. Wow, okay. I always try to examine in a situation. If I'm having an issue with a relationship, a friendship, or something, I really try to examine what I contribute to that problem. Is there something I can do? Is there a way that I can change? Where in the past I would bury myself in that, and I'd be willing to change everything about me, whether it was right or wrong. I'm now to the point I take ownership of what I can do, what I have done. That is so sweet, Margie. What I can change. If I have done something wrong, I apologize for it, and not just a half-ass apology. Sorry, Janine. But I mean, I put my whole ass in it. Really get in there and apologize. And that's the big but. So I'm just saying. So yeah, I totally would be my friend. I mean, unless you're asking me to be my friend when I'm bored. I'm annoying when I'm bored. You can ask my husband. It's his job to entertain me when I'm bored. But no, on a being serious, I totally would be my friend. And it's taken me a long time to get to that point, because I know who I am and I like who I am. And I don't just like who I am, I love who I am, and I am unapologetically me. I'm not, I know, but real apology. Yes. You know, I know not everyone's going to like me, and I'm okay with that, because we're not everyone's cup of tea. We're not. Now, moving on, we have questions from Dr. Lou, T.A. Lewis. What inspired me to tell my story? She's another one. Janine, she got deep too. I realized there was a lot of people out there who were just like me. For a long time, because of things that have happened in my past, I was afraid to share parts of myself. Always being told that I was only doing something to try to get attention. It was very hard. And I know that one. Yep. That's why I got to tell you guys, that's why I truly am blessed that I did get connected with Janine. Because if I wouldn't have, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. There is no way you guys would know any part of my story. I would have totally not just left the MLM like I have now to pursue my own avenues. King, she is a wonderful and loving. That is so sweet. Guys who are watching us on the replay, Margie just wrote a book about me. She's so sweet. So you see me do the old lady. I can't see. But no, there was that fear. And though I was really scared because of the people that were still connected to me, that still say, I only do certain things to get attention. Oh, it's not as bad. She exaggerates. She's a drama queen, stuff like that. She's really a beautiful person. Thank you guys so much. Don't make me blush. I'm getting better at accepting compliments. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't look constipated when I say thank you now. I used to. But no, realizing there are more people out there who have been silenced. They really have been silenced by others. And they don't have the strength. They don't have the, I don't give a flying monkeys, but those people can go jump. Exactly. They're not at a point in their life yet where they have found who they are and found their voice. So until they find their voice, I am more than willing to be their voice. Because guys, I can talk and talk. Got to go and set up for our weekly meeting. So catch you later. Yes, catch the rest on the replay. And I'll see you in the meeting. Well, maybe I'll be late, but but yes, I will be their voice because I can go on and I can be very loud. So they might not have the strength. They might not have the strength, but I do. And I feel it was, and I know you might hear this a lot, and there was a time where I would think this was kind of corny and, it's a calling. It really is a calling. You have to step out of yourself at times. There are times where it's going to be uncomfortable, especially with me working with those who have autoimmune diseases and chronic disorders. These are not nice things to talk about. You have to be willing. Haters gonna hate, shake it off. Now I see Dwayne Johnson doing that whole thing. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, I'm inspired to tell my story because of all the others that are out there who are just like me, but don't have the option to. And I want them to know they're not alone. Number 2 from Dr. Lou is, what is your desired outcome for your clients? Now, you guys know I work with those that have autoimmune diseases and chronic disorders. And you hear it on my intro all the time. And this is something huge. This is something Miss Janine had jumped off, but she's my social media and live streaming coach. And she has pointed out, I don't tell exactly what I do. Next week, we are changing that. That is in my content for next week. My end goal when I'm working with clients is, one, we are looking to find, in terms of health and wellness, exactly, haters gonna hate, yep. in terms of health and wellness, we are looking at what fits them, finding their desired outcome of fit and well. What does fit and well look like for them? Because health and wellness is not a one size fits all, guys. What works for me will not work for you. There might be some points that do, and hey, there might be someone out there that it does. We have an identical plan of, how we approach things. But I know personally with autoimmune diseases, things change constantly. And you have to be able to modify and customize. So when I work with my clients, one, I want them to know that just because they have an illness does not mean that they cannot achieve their level of health and wellness. An illness does not mean, and I hate saying it this way, it doesn't mean you are doomed to death. I mean, we're all gonna die someday. That's the reality of it. But you don't have to be focused on that. You don't have to be focused on all the things that you can no longer do. Let's focus on what you can do. And chances are, there's a lot more that you can do. You just need to know how to modify it or customize it to your particular needs. So when I work with a client, my end result for that client is that they find their definition, not what I think their definition should look like. Their fitness might not be what I do for fitness. They might not be able to go to the gym. They might not be able to do a home program. Their fitness, we might be looking at goals of they're starting out just being able to walk to the end of their driveway and back. And then we're working up to, okay, now we're gonna take it around the block, because you know what? It's getting movement in there. It doesn't mean they have to do cardio, all out cardio where they're sweating in places that sweat shouldn't be. That's why I don't like cardio. But the end result or the end goal for me is that they find their definition. Together, we are going to find it. And I won't give up until I help them find it. Number 2. Number 3, what does a perfect day look like for you? Perfect day for me, I got to take Cody out. All right, catch the replay then. Perfect day for me would be on a beach. Sitting with my family, relaxing, watching my kids, enjoy themselves. I would like it to be crystal clear water, because if I'm going into water, I want to know what's touching me. Just saying. But yeah, being with my husband and my kids on a beach, that perfect temperature where, it's not like ungodly hot. You got that nice ocean breeze. Yeah. And I must say, having a nice tropical drink in your hand is a bonus. You're on vacation, right? It's a perfect day. So I don't have to worry about, is the alcohol vegan? Should I really be drinking it since my liver is the only organ that still really works? But that would be my perfect day. Now moving on, we are going to questions from Lynn. Lynn has on here, she had asked, what makes me tick? I don't think we got enough time for that question. I don't even think my therapist could answer that question. But no, what makes me tick? I am not that complicated of a person. I don't think. In terms of, I get very passionate about things. If it's something I really, really, truly believe in, my passion is going to be behind it. I'll get emotional about it. I'm motivated by positivity. I can't 100% say that because, if someone tells me I can't do something, I have that part of my personality that's like, watch me. Even to the point where a good example of this is my cardiologist was, making comments about when we were talking about some issues I was having. He turns around and says, well, it's not like you're going to run a 5K or anything. And I said, well, no, I don't like to run. He goes, well, no, it's not like you're going to do one because you can't. And I was like, are you saying I can't because of medical conditions, because I'll like drop over dead? Not just feel like I'm dying, but really drop over dead? No. I mean, medical wise, you would have to, watch your heart rate. There's certain things we'd have to do, but, you just don't have what it takes. Now, guys, I'm sure everyone here and those who catch it on the replay, yeah, I'm getting close. I don't run. I don't understand the desire. If nothing's chasing me, I don't see why I have to be running. And even if something's chasing me, I'm going to do the odds to see, can I take it? Can I like eliminate the threat? So he sits there and says that. He gets me thinking about 5Ks. Well said, yeah. What's the point? Guys, you've seen the memes, you've seen the shirts. This is true life. If you see me running, don't look what's behind me. Just take off, because if you're next to me, I'm going to trip you, because that means I can slow down and I have to run so fast. Just saying, I love you, but don't like running. That's just real world. But yeah, so I do have that personality. He literally got the wheels turning, and then I realized he's using reverse psychology on me. He wants me to run. So, no. And my cardiologist, he cute. He kind of looks like, now I think my husband purposely helped pick out this cardiologist, because I tend to like question my doctors a lot. I mean, which I think you should be an advocate for your own health and really question. But he will tell me to do something, real world, yes. He'll tell me to do something, I'm just kind of like, okay. He looks like Dwayne. He looks like The Rock. Like a little version. I guess he's a pebble, but he's not as big. But he fine. So yeah, I listen. I'm like, And when you go to a cardiologist, they gotta listen to your heart. It's like, oh. Anyway. Lynn's next question. What advice would you give your 13-year-old self? First of all, when I look back at my 13-year-old self, I had no self-esteem. None. I've always been, oh no, the rock. Yeah, my husband was like, yeah, we're going to go to him. His name is Dr. Ross, but I call him Dr. Rock, even to his face. When he first walked in the room, you know how there's stuff you say in your head? I have an issue with it pops here and comes out here. He walked in the room and I went, damn, out loud. With my husband sitting right there. Yeah, so you guys want to know what makes me tick? I have an issue of sometimes saying everything that comes into my brain. And there's a lot. And just imagine the stuff that I don't say. But no, my 13-year-old self, she did not have a lot of self-esteem. I've always been the curvy girl. I mean, we're going back. When I was a teenager, hip-hop, rap was just starting. Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back. Those were my measurements, guys. My exact height, exact measurements. I had the little waist, the chest, and the butt. You know, the butt people pay for now. I was called bubble butt growing up. And especially, you figure 13, puberty kicked in. So, I mean, it was terrible. This was back in the time when like 90210 girls, the show 90210, the first one, not the remake, was out. These girls were skinny. And can we just say they were flat? They were itty bitty titty committee. Just saying it. I did not look like them. I did not look like them. I had curves. I was not fat, but I was made to believe I was. And because I had the butt, now come on. God is great at physics and engineering. If he gives you a chest, he usually gives you a butt because it balances. Without it, you're going to fall over. You're going to fall on your face. So that's where now people, I find the irony of it is that people, they get these waist trainers to try to get the waist smaller, to make the butt look bigger. And I sit back and I'm like, that's what I had. And I was told there was something wrong with me. And then ironically, I look at my 13-year-old daughter. She don't have a butt. She's now being told by, you know, all the butt products out there that she needs one. And I'm like, really? Why can we not just be happy with what we have and tell each other you are beautiful the way you are made? You don't have to try to make yourself something you're not. You don't have to. You see the videos where they're putting pull-ups, they're stuffing them in the back of their jeans to make it look like they have a butt? What the heck is that? I mean, what happens when they go to the bathroom, guys? Like, you couldn't pull your pants out, all these pull-ups are gonna fall out everywhere. How does that work? Or did they not go to the bathroom? I don't get it. But my 13-year-old self, I would tell her she's beautiful exactly the way that she is. I would remind her that junior high and high school is only temporary. I'm so sorry for the banging. My son is above me in his bedroom, and I think he just knocked over his guitar. So I really apologize for that. But I would tell her she is absolutely beautiful the way she is. High school and middle school, because, you know, right there, you're starting to curve over to high school. Exactly, Carmen. Exactly beautiful the way you are. Junior high and high school is only temporary. Amazing things are happening on the other side of those doors. And there would be a few relationships I would caution her about. Would I tell her not to get involved? No, because I learned some great lessons from those relationships. I believe everything happens for a reason. And bad things can happen, and I know people will debate this back and forth, but I think sometimes there's a lesson. You got to find the lesson that's in there. One, so you don't make the same mistakes again. And sometimes I think some things happen to us because we need to learn compassion. We might not be compassionate. We might be a little too into ourselves, and we have to see outside of ourselves for some time. But yeah, I would remind her she is beautiful exactly the way she is. Now, my dear friend Denise King, she had asked a question on when you need a mental health day / week, how do you deal with it? Well, if I need to take a mental health day, I take a mental health day. I have learned that, and it's something that I help my clients with. It's the very first approach. Before we get into nutrition and fitness, mental wellness it needs to be addressed. And I have a saying, you follow me long enough, if your head ain't right, you ain't right. So every single one of us, there are times where we do need to take a mental health day. Our stress levels are too high. If you're not taking care of your mental wellness, it's going to spiral, and it's going to affect so many other areas in your life. This is huge, guys, huge. So I will take that day. In terms of if there's business going on, like things for business going on, social media, I can schedule things. I can try to do pre-recorded videos, or I can just get on real quick and do a small clip explaining that I have some things going on and I will not be going live. If you have any questions, topics, stuff like that, because if I'm going to be coaching and helping clients and letting them know that their mental wellness is a priority and they have to take care of it, I dang well better be doing it myself. She also asked, is it easy to do or like take those days or do I struggle with not being able to shut off my mind with all the other things I have to do? I used to struggle with it. Now I don't, because I understand how important it is to be present in the moment. And it's one thing lupus has taught me, is to really be present in the moment in all aspects of life. Thank you so much, Evan. Thank you for coming on, Evan. I want to thank him. He was my 40th subscriber, and he is he is an amazing young man, and I want you, Evan, to keep being you, no matter what the world throws at you. I completely understand all of it now after talking to Jocelyn and that, and you keep being you. And I think I am honored to have come in contact with you. But with your mental wellness, you have to take those days. You have to be present right there. You have to be. So if I'm still worrying about all the stuff I should be getting done that day, I'm not having a mental wellness day. I'm like on the verge of having a mental breakdown day. You have to be able to cut it. Absolutely, just focus on what needs to be done. And that day, if it's a mental wellness day, maybe it's just doing nothing but binge watching your favorite show. That's what you got to do. I used to struggle with it. Now, nope. If I got to take the day, I'm going to take the day, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not. Sasha, what music do you listen to during a workout? Well, girlfriend, when I'm doing a workout, it depends on what kind of workout I'm doing. If I'm just walking, it'll just be my general playlist, which I have a very eclectic taste in music. I love everything from classical to acid rock. I mean, I find beauty in all music. There's something within composing of music, the lyrics that are there, and there's some songs that are crap. I'll say there's some stuff out there that's crap, but to someone else it might mean something. So I try not, just because I don't like it, I don't particularly say it's, it's terrible, no one should listen to it. No, it's just not for me, and chances are I wasn't their target audience anyway with that song. But when it comes down to, because I don't like cardio, don't like it, don't like cardio at all, I will play angry music. It's usually Eminem is what gets me through, and Nine Inch Nails is what I listen to when I'm doing a cardio-based workout, because it gets me through it. A lot of times it's hip hop that I'm listening to when I'm working out, only because just the beat's there and it just keeps me going. Old school rap. I still like old school rap. So those are the main ones that I listen to. I have a question from Mark. He had asked me what my favorite form of cardio is. Obviously, he didn't follow me very long, because like I just said, favorite form of cardio. Cardio is evil. Cardio is the devil. I know it's essential. It is essential for me to do cardio. We all need to have some cardio work in us. So if I have to choose, I like it to be more of a dance-based cardio, because you can trick your brain into real, you're working out, but you're not working out. It's cardio, but it's not cardio, and you're having a good time. That's how I have to work at it, because my brain becomes like a 3-year-old and it's like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. That, and it's, we're gonna die. So yeah, no running, no. And people will say, well, why don't you try running on the treadmill? So I'm gonna run in place and not go anywhere? I don't see the point in that. Don't see the point. Don't like steppers. Ellipticals are I don't know. It usually happens. See, I'm gonna let you in on a secret here. I'm a health and wellness coach, and yeah, I help, help you find what works for you in fitness and that. I don't like to work out. Don't like it. I do it because I have to, but I'm not one of those people that's like, woohoo, I'm gonna go do my workout and everything's gonna be great. Nope. No, there is a process. I do it and get it done so it's out of the way. And I would love to be one of those people to tell you after I'm done my workout, oh my God, I feel so great. The world has come together. No, that's not happening either. I get done my workout. I cuss during my workout. Oh yeah, if I am working out to a video, that trainer that is on that video gets cussed out. I become the love child of a sailor and a truck driver all in one. I invent curse words to call these people. And then afterwards, I have to say, oh, please forgive me. I did not mean to cuss. It's just what happens. That's why I say I need the shirt that says I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. When I work out, I cuss a lot. But I don't like cardio. So if you're going to have me do cardio, it has to be dance-based. But now the thing I love doing since being connected with Hillary Gooden is rebounding, is on a small trampoline, just bouncing. I have found some awesome videos here on YouTube where they do routines. I need to get myself a stable bar so I can be like and really go to town because it's fun. And it is cardio. So like, shh, don't tell my brain it's cardio so that way it doesn't know. The last question I have here is from, it was in my messenger, it was sent, and I know this person was just a catfish person. Gotta watch my Instagram video and you'll understand that. But they had asked me in one word to describe lupus. And honestly, guys, for me, if you were to have me choose a word, it would be hell. But that's where I find it hard to use one word, because though it is hard and I feel like it is living hell, there has been beauty that I have found in my illness. One, I have found myself. I have found my faith. I have found amazing friends. I have found beauty in a world that's not beautiful. I have learned a form of patience. I'm getting there. I'm a work in progress when it comes to that. I learned to live in the moment. I've learned to pray and not worry. I've learned to let go, to not focus on things that I have no control over. And worrying steals so much joy from our lives, guys. You are usually worrying about something that has already happened and you can't change, or something that has not even happened yet and might never happen. So there is also a sense of peace and serenity that I have found within lupus. And trust me, if you get me on a really bad flare day, it's just going to be, the word's going to be hell, and that's it. But there's so much that I found my purpose through it too. And anyone who has found their purpose in life, you know how amazing that feeling is when you find that and you start walking in your purpose. Your days begin a lot differently than before you had your purpose. You wake up eager to start the day. And guys, I'm telling you, someone who wakes up with chronic pain throughout their body. I left the question, don't know if you saw it. No, I didn't. If you want to write the question, ask me now, Carmen, ask me now. But for someone who wakes up with chronic pain throughout my body, having that purpose is what overrides that pain. Because trust me, if I were to focus just on the pain, I wouldn't get out of bed. But knowing I have a purpose to help others who are in the same pain. And maybe it might just be me doing a live and them hearing what I have to say, and it puts a smile on their face and it eases their pain. They know they're not alone. They know that they're not crazy because of all these symptoms going on and doctors can't figure it out yet. Because when I share my story of how I got diagnosed, there's so many people right now that are going through that struggle. And it helps them to get through knowing they're not alone. There's more of us out there. So while yes, I would say hell would describe lupus, but on the other aspect, I also think beauty. I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason why they have chosen the butterfly, not just because the common butterfly rash, with you can see mine starting to come through. Name someone or one thing that inspires you. Honestly, I look at not all of our youth. Our youth right now, a good majority of them they get lumped into this entitlement and stuff. But if you really look at our youth, and I'm speaking in terms of my children, friends of my children, Evan, who was on here, they're seeing the world totally different. And while some of them are falling into the narrow-minded thinking, and that there is a vast majority that are thinking outside of that narrow-minded box. They aren't just on the internet looking at stuff they shouldn't be looking about, bullying each other. They're actually learning about stuff. You have these youth that are starting, nonprofit organizations. You have youth that they're doing charity work. They are looking at the world globally. Something my generation, we really didn't do because we didn't have access to look at the world globally. Because I look at my children and how they not only want to make the world, that their neighborhood, their city, their state, their country, they want to make the world better. They see injustice around them and they don't just tolerate it. They stand up and they speak out about it. Not in a nasty way, in a very educated way, in a very intelligent way. I know adults that can't do that. Hello, have you been on Facebook lately? They are looking at the world outside the box. Yes, and there is a lot of kids out there, and there are some, you can find them here on YouTube. I mean, yes, there are the typical, come on, YouTube gave us the Tide Challenge. There are kids who are eating Tide Pods. Then there are kids that are looking at occupations that will make a difference, not make them money, but make a difference in the world. They're asking themselves, how can I make a difference in the world? Not how can I be rich? How can I be the best celebrity? They're looking outside themselves. And I see a lot of youth doing this. And the one thing that really gets me, and I see people do this with millennials all the time, and it chaps my cheeks like there's no tomorrow. You want to throw them all into one category and say, there is hope for our future. Yes, there is. You throw them into one category and say that they're entitled, they're lazy, they don't want to work. Well, I have a question. How did they get that way? Who let them get that way? Who the heck raised them? You know, who raised them? And where a lot of adults, if you look at social media, a lot of adults post up how hopeless the world is, how damaged the world is. But then you go and you look at some of the youth who raised them. Exactly. Just saying. You look at the youth and they're showing hope with what, you know, the way they look at the world. They're showing hope. They look for the hope. They find the good. So yeah, I am inspired more and more lately by really listening to the youth. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some, it hurts to listen. There are some, but then I instantly, and this will connect it back around, Carmen, I instantly look at that child and then I look right over at their parent because it's who raised them. And as someone who holds degrees in psychology, I know some kids, despite the way they are raised, will turn out to be turds no matter what. But no child is a turd. I should not say that, but we all know. So does anyone else have any other questions? Right at the parent. Yes, exactly. Carmen, you look right at the parent. Be like, I mean, come on. You hear people sit there all the time. They sit there, I can't get my kid off their phone. I can't get them off of their electronics. You bought it. Take it away. Just take it away. How about this? Go turn off the Wi-Fi. Go outside. Use the app called Outdoors. I don't think it's the kids. I don't think it's the millennials. I think it's the adults not wanting to be adults. Because those same adults that I see saying, I can't get my kid off their phone. That's what they're doing. You said lead by example, guys. So does anyone else have any questions? Anything? And I know there's probably a slight delay. I don't know if there's a delay here like there is on some of the other platforms. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Carmen. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you who joined me here live. And for anyone who does catch this on the replay, if you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. I am looking to hit 100. I was hitting, it was looking to hit 100 by the 1st of March. We still could try to pull this off. I'm at 50. I'm halfway there. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. You can tweet this out. If you have Twitter, you can share it over on Twitter. You can also copy the link and share it onto your other platforms if you so desire. But make sure that you give this video a like and come back. I will be going live once a week. I'm going to try to get a little more in there, but I will be going once a week live here, and I will be doing uploads. I already did that. Thank you. I will be putting some pre-recorded upload videos. Haven't done much of them because since I've gone live, I really don't like doing the pre-record videos for whatever reason. When I'm doing a pre-record video, it's like my tongue don't work. And then I have to stop it and redo it. And then usually a cuss word will slide out. Oh, it's not pretty, guys. It's not pretty. So I'm looking to, on Mondays, start my modification series to go up. And it will be modifications of how you can modify your fitness, how you can modify nutrition, and different ways in your health and wellness to get some modifications in there. It will be on Mondays, but I will not be starting that until March. But I will be back here. I'm not sure about the rest of this week because I am a special guest in the Rejuvenate Now group, and we are doing a 5-day vegan challenge there. So I have stuff going on there, and I have one-to-one clients this week. So I will not be back on until Monday of next week, which will be at 12 noon. I think I'm going to keep that slot because I kind of hit the US people at lunch and the UK people coming home from work. It kind of puts them together. So Thank you guys so much. If you do have any other questions, just know if you were on the live and there was something you didn't ask, or there was something there that you liked, the comments do not stay. When it goes into replay mode, they go away. So if you do have questions, feel free, put them below the video. I will come back and I will answer them for you, or I might answer it on a live another time. Until then, remember, your health and wellness is not a destination. It is a journey, and there is no need to take that journey alone. Yes, shared already. Have a great day. Oh, thank you so much. There's no need to take that journey alone. When we come together, amazing things happen. Just like my favorite quote says, when you replace I with we, even illness becomes wellness. See you next Monday.